Hi, it's Cindy with the Menopause Path. I'm a certified menopause specialist and certified nutrition coach. And if you are just kind of feeling blah about your life, a lack of disinterest in maybe your social life, your work, maybe even your spouse, and then you're also noticing you're having trouble falling asleep, you're hungrier than normal, and all of a sudden you can't tolerate certain foods that you used to be able to eat with absolutely no problem. Here's what's going on. All of those are connected. They're not all separate problems. All of them happen to be menopause symptoms that come as a result of changes in your gut health. Now, when I talk about gut health, I want you to think about your large intestine. This guy does three things for you. Certainly, we know it helps absorb, digest, synthesize all our food. It's where our nutrition comes into our body, right? It's also where we go to the bathroom. It's the elimination process. But the thing that also happens in your gut that we forget about sometimes, or maybe we're not even aware of, is that a lot of hormones are made in your gut. Melatonin, the hormone that helps you sleep. 90% of your serotonin, that hormone that helps you feel good and interested in life. Lots of hormones relating to hunger, your sense of fullness, your appetite level. Tons of hormones are made in your gut. And if that guy isn't working well, all three of those processes are going to be impacted. So what can you do to protect your gut? And why is this happening in the first place? Well, first of all, when you lose estrogen, which is the main sex hormone that you start to gradually lose as you go through the perimenopause process into the menopause process, it impacts your systems throughout your body everywhere, from your brain to your heart health, to your gut health, to your pelvic health, to your musculoskeletal system. Your gut really doesn't like this. And all of the microorganisms in your gut that do all that work for you that I just described take a hit. And what happens? We have a smaller amount of those microorganisms to do the work, and we have a smaller diversity also of those microorganisms. So that's why all of a sudden we are intolerant to foods like maybe dairy or gluten, things we never had a problem with. This is the reason. You are biologically different at this point in your life. What can you do to protect that microorganism base that you have left? Well, the most important thing you can do is feed that gut what it needs to eat. In other words, what do those microorganisms like to eat to remain healthy? Prebiotics and probiotics. Another way to say that, fiber and fermented foods. You want to try to get 25 grams of fiber at this stage in your life, and the average American woman is only getting 12. And you want to get 1 to 2 fermented foods. Things like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kombucha, even sourdough bread and fermented cheeses like blue cheese count. But you want to be careful to get the right amount of prebiotics and probiotics. That gives your gut the food those microorganisms need to behave well for you. Hope that helps. Like, follow, and subscribe this channel and share it with someone else if you like this kind of information. Have a great day.